Alrighty, hello class. Hope we're all doing well. Hope we're staying active. Today we're going to be getting into a kicking lesson. What we're going to need today is we're going to need a ball, soccer ball, playground ball, basketball, really any type of ball that you can find. You're going to need something to mark your area. So this could be a cone, a shoe, or any other object that really just marks your area for you. Anything will really work. And you're also going to need a safe open area where you can kick your ball. Just an overview for the class. We're going to be doing an instant activity. We're going to be going over what we're learning. We're going to do our focus activity, and then we're going to do a review and closure at the end. All right. So for our instant activity, I'm just going to explain it to you guys, and we're going to go to the next slide, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a period to do this exercise. So first, we're going to have walking lunges, which you can see right here. We're going to do 8 reps for each leg. You're going to rest for 30 seconds after those eight reps for each leg, and then you're going to repeat it 1 time only. And then you're going to move on to number 2, which is the walking Frankenstein stretch. You're going to do 8 each leg again. You're going to rest for 30 seconds, and you're going to repeat it 1 time. Next, after that, we're going to move on to number 3, which is jogging in place. We're going to do 15 seconds on and then 15 seconds off for 1 minute. And then we're going to repeat that again. Lastly, we got high knees, number 4. You can see the demonstration right here. We're going to do 15 seconds on, 15 seconds off, just like the last one for 1 minute. And we're only going to do 1 round this time, so we don't need to repeat. So now I'm going to move on to this next slide. And on this next slide, I'm going to mute my screen and I'm going to turn my video off. And you guys are going to have a 5-minute period that's going to start as soon as I go to the next slide. So here we go. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna go ahead and move on. I hope everyone got a good stretch, got a good warm up, got those heart rates going. We're gonna get into what we're gonna be learning today. Today we're gonna be kicking progression drills for a result in mastering kicking a ball with a continuous run. This lesson will be performed in self-space with the use of a partner if you can, or a wall, which will be used as your rebound. We're gonna be using the MSDE standard, uses a continuous running approach and kicks a stationary ball for accuracy while demonstrating most of the critical elements. And the national standard, standard 1, the physically literate individual demonstrates competency in a variety of motor skills and movement patterns. All right. For our health activity today, we're going to be taking our heart rate. So to take your resting heart rate, you can do this two ways. One's going to be your radial artery, which is on your wrist right here. And the other is going to be your carotid artery on the upper portion of your neck right here. Typically, it's going to be easier to use that carotid artery in the upper portion of your neck. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to go ahead and find that area. It's just to the left of the center of your neck. So it's going to be right here, or just to the right of your center of your neck. So it's going to be right here. If you put your two fingers in that area, you're going to feel your heart beating. And the way we're going to take our heart rate is you're going to set a timer for 6 seconds. So I have a timer set for 6 seconds. 6. And then whatever number you get in that 6 seconds, you're going to add a 0 to it. So for example, if you count 6 beats, then your heart rate is going to be 60 beats per minute, or BPM. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then after that, we're going to take our target heart rate. The target heart rate is going to be something that you do after an activity. So for this, we're going to do a 30-second run in place, and then you're immediately going to do the same thing. You're going to set a 6-second timer, and you're going to take your heart rate same way in the carotid artery right here, right above your neck, or right to the right of your neck. And this time your heart rate is going to be higher. So it's going to be in the range of maybe 10, 12, 13, 14 beats. So for example, if you count 12 beats, then your heart rate is going to be 100 beats, 120 beats per minute. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to go ahead and try that, and then we're going to move on. So I'm going to mute my screen and stop my video again. Alrighty, I hope everyone was able to get their resting and their target heart rate. We're going to move on for now. So before we begin our activity, we're going to have the cues for kicking a ball. Cue number 1, your non-kicking foot is going to be at the side of the ball. You're going to, cue number 2, you're going to contact the ball with the inside of your foot. Cue number 3, we're going to want to make contact in the center of the ball to get the most force possible. And finally, cue number 4, we're going to want to follow through with our kicking foot to the target. All right, activity number 1, we're going to have a stationary student and a stationary ball. And you can see right here, this is going to be your other teacher, Mrs. Spicer. She has a video right here demoing what you guys are going to be doing, and I'm going to explain it as well. And then we're going to get into the activity, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to mute my screen and mute my video. So first, we're going to have a stationary student is going to kick a stationary ball, as you can see Ms. Spicer doing. You're going to have a marked area with a cone or whatever is available for where they are going to place the ball to be kicked. And the student will kick the ball to their target or partner or off the wall, like you can see Ms. Spicer doing here. So I'm going to go to the next video or to the next slide. As soon as I get to the next slide, this video is going to be up here as well. The demo video is going to be up here on the slide to help you guys. And as soon as I get to the next slide, the timer is going to start. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to mute my screen and mute my audio as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and move into activity 2. So for this one, we're going to have a running student and a stationary ball. So it's going to be the same as the last one. However, this time we're going to be running at the ball. Again, keeping those cues nice and good, like you can see Ms. Spicer doing in the video to the right. So we're going to have a student place their ball at their marked spot, just like last time. You're going to take about 3 to 5 steps back from the ball, and you're going to get a running start, and you're going to run up to the ball and kick the ball using the correct cues like Mrs. Spicer is doing in the video, and you're going to kick it either to your target, your partner, or your wall, whichever one you're doing for today's lesson. It's going to be the same thing for your guys' participation. I'm going to go to the next slide. A 5-minute timer is going to start. I'm going to mute my audio, and I'm going to close my screen out until that 5 minutes is up, and then we'll come back. Alrighty, go ahead and wrap up your last kick here. We're going to be moving on to activity number 3, progression number 3. So for activity / progression number 3, we're going to have a running student with a rolling ball. So you're going to need to have a wall or a partner to have the ball rebound before running towards the ball. Once the ball is kicked and rebounds off the wall or passed to the partner, the student will then run towards the ball to kick against the wall / target or back to their partner using the correct cues. So again, we're going to have this little video right here of your other teacher, Ms. Spicer, who's demoing task number 3. We're going to make sure we're using those correct cues of kicking a soccer ball. We're going to want to put that opposite foot right next to the ball, kick the ball with the inside of our foot. We're going to want to make contact in the center of the ball. And then we're going to want to follow through towards our target to get some accuracy on that kick. So again, we're going to go to the next slide. You guys are going to have 5 minutes. This video is going to be up as well, just in case you need to look at it again, but we're going to go ahead and get rolling with that. Here we go into activity number 3. All right, guys, let's go ahead and finish up that last kick for activity number 3. We're going to go ahead and move on now to our review of our lesson today. So we're going to have a FlipGrid exit slip, basically. In your video, you're going to want to answer the questions given below for us to see your understanding of today's lesson. So our assessment questions are going to be number 1, what area of the foot should make contact with the ball when kicking correctly? Number 2, where should your foot hit the ball to make good solid contact? And number 3, what foot is going to be placed at the side of the ball when you're kicking? And our main question for the day, what are the 4 correct cues that we gave you guys today for kicking a ball? Right here, we're going to have a link for our assessment below. Go ahead and click on that link and complete that video for us. And just to wrap up, we're going to go look at what we're doing next class. We're going to be doing punting. So you're going to need any type of ball that can be kicked. That could be a soccer ball, a football, a playground ball, anything like that. And again, you're going to need to have some objects that can be used as markers, like a cone or a shoe, or really any object. A cup could mimic a cue as well, or a cup could mimic a cone as well. So that's going to be it for today. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Hope you guys had a good time, and we will see you next week.